So Hare Krishna, I'll be doing 23 to 28 now. Yes, 23 to 26, and then 27 and 28 is about bhakti. How bhakti, how much great the bhakti is what Lord Krishna is going to end the chapter with. But very interesting points over here about the soul, how the soul should leave the body. So we'll start over here. यत्र काले त्वनावृत्तिम् आवृत्तिं चैव योगिनः प्रयाता यान्ति तं कालं वक्ष्यामि भरतर्षभा. Yes, please. Pratima Mataji, would you like to read?
Yeah, okay. Hare Krishna. O best of the Bharatas, I shall now explain to you the different times at which, passing away from this world, the yogi does or does not come back. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. See, we are talking about, right, passing away thing. So, because till now, what Lord Krishna was talking about, he was talking about the spiritual world, right? He was telling, Tadhama Paramam Mama, come, this is my world. Very nice, with lot of pride, he was telling. And then he was talking how, a person should leave the body so he can go to that spiritual abode, which is Tadhama Paramam Mama. And what time should the person leave the body? This is what is going to be discussed in the next few shlokas also, starting from this one. So Lord Krishna, what is he trying to tell over here? He's saying Vakshyami. Vakshyami means I will tell you, I will describe. That is called Vakshyami. So who is he going to describe to? Bharatarshava. What is Bharatarshava? Best of Bharatas. He is the best of Bharatas is who? Arjuna. So Vakshyami Arjuna, I'm going to describe this to you, Arjuna. He's saying. So what is Lord going to explain to Arjuna? Yatra Kale. What time? At which time? Yatra Kala. Kala means time. So what time? Which time? Prayata Yanti Tam Kalam. Prayata Yanti Tam Kalam means what? What time you should, which time? Kalam is time. So what time you should depart from the world? Having departed from the world, what time did you depart from the world? Yogina means different kinds of mystic yogis. Yogina means different yogis. Anavrittim, avrittim. So Lord Krishna is telling they do or do not return to this material world. It depends on the time. That's what Lord Krishna is trying to tell over here. It depends on what kind of time they are going. Bharatarshava Pakshami. I'm going to describe this to you. So in this verse right now, he is just telling Arjuna that he is going to describe. What is he going to describe? Yatra Kali. At what time? Prayata Yantitam Kalam. What time they depart from the world? Anavrittim, avrittim. They may come to this material world, or they need not return to this material world. Who? The yogis. So actually, very nicely he has put forth the statement. It actually does matter a lot. According to me, I feel it matters a lot at what time, we are coming back or not coming back, right? But this is not for us, says Lord Krishna later on, right? Right now we will feel, yes, it does matter, what Shubh time, Shubh Ghadi we are going, what time we are departing or leaving the body. But later we will come to understand that no, we are wrong, and that is not true. That will actually decide the destination where that mystic yogi may go. See, obviously, of course, it depends on the karma, the various other aspects, whatever he has done. But then time factor is something Lord Krishna is telling that it really matters a lot. That is what he is trying to tell over here. Because in these verses from 23 onwards till 26, 27, 28 is Bhakti. So 26, Lord Krishna will continue to answer this question of what Arjuna had asked, which verse initially he had asked, right? How can one be united with God at the time of death? That was the question he had asked. Remember, first two questions, that is, it's 8.2. That is what he had asked. How can we remember God at the time of death? So Lord Krishna is explaining over here in 8.23 that there are two paths. One is path of light and one is path of darkness. He is going to explain more about this. These statements we may not understand right now, but he is trying to tell What is this light and darkness? So light is actually symbolism of knowledge, and darkness is symbolism for ignorance, basically. That's the kind of symbolism. But of course, the devotees of Supreme Lord, whoever are really into Krishna consciousness, completely surrendered to Lord Krishna, they do not care. They do not care when they are going to leave the bodies, or by what method it is going to, whether it is going to happen by arrangement, is it going to happen by accident. It doesn't matter to them, because they are surrendered souls. They have left everything in Krishna's hands. They are not planning, they are not thinking about anything else, right? So they are very happy to do whatever. If Krishna says stay in this material world, I will stay. Do more seva over here, I will do, because I'm doing for you. So I don't care what you want. Srila Prabhupada also write, those who are not the devotees, unalloyed devotees of Lord, they have to depend on such methods. Oh, is it a Shubh Gadi to go? Is it not a Shubh Gadi to go, and all that? Because more people like Karma yogis, Jnana yogis, Ashtanga yogis, Hatha yogis, they have that capability also. They have that ability. First of all, we don't have that ability, because you need to do lots and lots and lots of austerities. I was reading somewhere, somebody had gone to where Gangotri, and that person is writing in his diary. It's his diary that he has been observing a yogi. He came completely naked, okay, completely naked. He went into that. It was so cold in the Himalayas that it was below my freezing temperatures, and there was ice blocks near that river. And because it was frozen, that temperature, freezing temperature. And then he stepped on that ice, and then went into that ice cold water. He dipped, I think he dipped once, twice, thrice, 7 times. That person is writing in his diary that 7 times that person dipped into that cold water. Every time he would go, he would be there at least a minute, and then he would come out. That's how he got, did. And then he came out, and there was a rock or something over there. He sat on that, dripping wet, and he was just looking at the mountains, Himalayas, and he was meditating. Just imagine. So they are mystic yogis. They have that power. Another person told in an interview that they must have gone and asked, and he said, my Guruji had given me this, how to do the pranayam so that you can keep your body temperature very warm and you don't feel very cold. So these yogis, they have that power. Of course, they have, we don't. So they have that capability, they have the power when they want to leave the body and what time. So they want to leave at a suitable time, you know, and then they can decide whether or not, they want to return to the world of birth and death, because they have that. If the yogi is completely, it's perfect, he's perfect, he can select the time and situation for leaving this. Srila Prabhupada writes in his purport that if the yogi is perfect, he can select the time and the situation at what time he can return. But if he is not so expert, there are very few. Some Mahatmas so Durlabha, so they are very Durlabh also. Very few are devotees, and there are very few even in mystic yogis also. But if he is expert, if he is not so expert, then the success depends on his accidentally passing away during an auspicious moment, right? So suitable times at which one passes away and he does not come back. That's what Lord is going to explain in the following verses. That's what I was trying to tell now. So let's see. अग्नेर्ज्योतिरः शुक्लः षण्मासा उत्तरायणं तत्र प्रयाता गच्छन्ति ब्रह्मविदो जनाः. Yes, who would like to? Yes, Triveni Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Those who know the Supreme Brahma attain that Supreme by passing away from the world during the influence of the fairy god in the light at an auspicious moment of the day, during the fourth night of the waxing moon, or during the 6 months when the sun travels in the north. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So Krishna has been describing how a person should leave the body, especially yogis, mystic yogis, who have been practicing karma yoga, jnana yoga, dhyana yoga, ashtanga yoga, whatever, and how they should leave the body so that they don't return back to this material world. So Lord Krishna is over here, he's telling Brahma Vido Janaha. Brahma Vido Jana means those people who know the absolute Brahman. Brahma Vida Jana. Vido means know. Jana means those people. Brahman, those people who know the absolute Brahman. Gachanti Brahma. They will go to absolute, or they will go to the Brahman. Right? Those who are trying to aim for Brahman realization, which is the primary realization of the ultimate absolute truth, which is Lord Krishna. Krishna is like Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan, right? So primary realization is the Brahman, which is the effulgence of the that is emanating from body of the Lord. So those who are aiming for the Brahman, Gachanti Brahma. They are going to absolute Brahman. Tatra Prayata means what? Those who are passing away in Prayata means Prayana. Prayana means the travel period. They are those who pass away during that specific condition. Now, what is that condition? Lord Krishna is telling here that those who pass away during the influence of Agni. Agni means fire, fire devata. Jyotihi, in the light. Aha. Aha is also there. Aha means auspicious time of the day. Shuklaha means during the bright fortnight, you can say. Shanmasa Uttarayanam. So 6 months. Shatmasa. Shat means is Shat in Sanskrit. That Shat means 6. Masa means month. So 6 months when Uttarayanam, when sun is passing on the northern side. So in these conditions, in case one leaves the body, he will attain the Supreme Brahman, right? So Agnihi, Jyotihi, Shuklaha, Shanmasa, Uttarayana. When he goes Prayata, when his Prayanam is during that time, then Brahma Vidojana. So you have to understand that if he is thinking about Brahman, he will go to Brahman. Very nice sloka that way, right? Very some technical terms are there, some technical stuff. So to understand when a person dies, there is a lot of thing happening at the back end office, you know. We have back end office and front end, right? Even in banks and all, we have front end and back end in any place. So here also, when a person is dying, there's a lot of back end things that is going on. Here we see that person is dying. We see in this material world that the person is dying and say that, okay, the person has died peacefully. But then there is a lot of chaos in the background. The back end team is very, very busy there. Here, they are very busy working. Here we said peacefully, Ram Ram Satya Hai Shanti se that person has gone. But their back end office is very busy that time. What is the chaos all about? Here the person is taken from one deity to another, finally reaching the Brahmajyoti. So when they have said over here that Agni, Jyoti, so both of them represent deity of light, right? So then the person will be going to the deity of Aha, that is the day. Then Shuklaha, to the deity of white fortnight. From there, or bright fortnight. And from there, they are going to Shatmasa Uttarayanam. So we are talking about all these yogis who are aspiring to go to Brahmajyoti. So when they are going to Brahmajyoti, the primary realization of the absolute truth, Krishna. So if in case person leaves his body during this time, by his own choice, by the arrangement, or whatever his destiny, or by accidentally, what accident, that person will attain Brahmajyoti. So
Mataji, is
the daylight, the moonlit fortnight, or of Shukla, that is a bright ascending moon. The moon is just starting, ascending. And Uttarayanam, the northern course of the sun is going towards the north. They're all considered the time of light. Just for us to understand, Shukla Paksha we say. When we say Shukla Paksha, that's the bright phase of the moon, period of bright phase of the moon, you know. It is considered very auspicious actually. to commence any or start any new work, new job, anything. They say Shukla Paksh is the, bright phase of the moon. That's when you can. And Krishna Paksh is also there. That's a period of dark phase of the moon. It is not considered very auspicious apparently for to start anything. So the God conscious souls, they are who are detached from these worldly attachments, or these yogis who are away, they are sitting in Himalayas and all for years together. They depart. They depart by the path of light. Means what? They know. They have got the knowledge. They have got the discrimination. They are able to attain God. So the Brahma Jyoti we are talking about basically. So they are liberated. They are liberated from this wheel of samsara, cycle of life and death, and they reach the Brahma Jyoti of the God. Mystic yogis, they have the control. They also have that control. If they can go into that ice cold water and be there, you can imagine how much control they have. So now they have control over the time of death also. Means ichha mrityu, you can say, not like Bhishma Dev, but yeah, they have that control, and then they can choose the time. And what about us commoners? We don't have control over what time we are going to die, when we are going to die. We don't even have control over the nature's call. When if I have to go to the washroom, I have to run. I don't have control over that. So if we don't have control over nature's call, forget about control over leaving our body during a certain time, right? So what is the hope for us? Yes, Srila Prabhupada, he writes beautifully in his purport that if we are Krishna conscious and we are a devotee, no need to look for any auspicious or any inauspicious time, because we are taking Lord's name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. But there is a catch there also. We need to take Lord's name two ways, seriously and sincerely. We are not doing it. We are doing the mazak chal raha hai. Theek hai, I have to do 16 rounds. Somehow let me just finish 16 rounds. That is what most of us do. Most of us are after the quantity and not the quality. So if that is there, then it's little difficult. Then Krishna will not really, but he is still very merciful, of course. But then yeah, if we do sincerely, seriously, then no need to worry about it, because devotees are very, very bold that way. Krishna will take care. They are completely surrendered soul, because that is also very, very important, right? Then there are many, many conditions. We have to be surrendered souls. We have to do the chanting seriously and sincerely. We have to think of Krishna 24/7, not intermittently. Then we have to keep Krishna in the center and do everything. So there are many, many conditions. Yes, then we can be bold and nothing to worry about. So after talking about how a person will not return, now Lord Krishna, he is going to speak about in what muhurtam or what time, if person leaves the body, he will return back to this material. So let's see that one. 8 point. Dhumo ratisthatha Krishnah Shanmasa Dakshinayinam Tatra Chandramasam Jyotihi Yogi Prapya Nivartate. Yes, please. Nikta Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. The mystic who passes away from this world during the smoke, the night, the fortnight of the waning moon, or the 6 months when the sun passes to the south, reaches the moon planet, but again comes back. Hare Krishna.
Again comes back. See, now Lord Krishna is going to talk about person who comes back. So Lord Krishna here, he spoke about a person who leaves the body at an appropriate, auspicious time. That person, he goes to the Brahmajyoti, right? Supreme Brahmajyoti. Now Lord Krishna is going to talk about what happens to a person when that person lives in the dark. So Lord Krishna is saying over Dhumo Ratris. Dhumo Ratris Tatha Krishna. So Dhumo Ratris Tatha Krishna Shanmasa Dakshinayanam. Dakshinayanam, this is about. So when the person is going to live in Dhuma. Dhuma means what? Smoke. Ratrihi, night. Also, Krishna, the fortnight of the moon, dark moon, which is dark moon. Previous one, it was waxing moon. Waxing moon, for those who want to know what is waxing moon, what does it mean over here? The waxing moon is any phase of moon that we have seen during that lunar cycle that we see, right? Between the new moon and the full moon, any phase, right? The new moon and the full moon, that is called waxing moon. It is going up. The moon that is waxing is the one that is getting bigger and bigger, larger and larger day by day, each night. Sorry, not day, night. So it is becoming larger and larger each night. That is waxing moon. Okay. So the lunar cycle, you have 29 days, right? As the moon's shape seems to change. If you see from the point of view from Earth, when you see, you can see the moon phase changing every time, right? Every night if you see. And here Lord Krishna is talking about waning moon. Waning, here it is said wane moon, right? Waning moon, again, what is waning moon? During the time that it is getting smaller. Wane means smaller. The moon is called waning moon when it is getting smaller. To wane means to get smaller and smaller and smaller, less, or to go down, right? So from full moon to the third quarter, which is about maybe a week after the full moon. Full moon is there, then a week after that it starts waning. Moon appears to be a shape that is between, a full circle and a half circle. So it is the waning moon, waning period Lord Krishna is talking about over here. Shan Masa Dakshinayanam, the 6 months. Again, Shat Masa means 6 months. Dakshinayanam, when the sun is passing through the Dakshin, that is the southern side. When sun is passing, that was northern side, this is southern side, right? So when a person is leaving his body in this particular time, through these particular deities, what happens? Tatra Chandra Masam Jyotihi. So the person reaches the Chanda Mama. Chandra Masam Jyoti means in the light of moon planet he reaches. Right? Moon planet is one of the heavenly planets. But then Yogi Prapya Nivartate. So what happens? The mystic, whoever has achieved that planet, he has to come back. Yogi Prapya, after getting that, he has to Nivartate, he has to come back. So here Dhumo. First he goes to the deity of Ratrihi, then he goes to the deity of, that he is taken to the deity of night, Ratri. Then Krishna, he is taken to the deity of waning moon or the fortnight of the dark moon. There he is taken. From there he is taken to Shanmasa Dakshinayanam, deity of 6 months when the sun is passing to the southern side. From one deity to another, from one segment of the universe to another segment of the universe. Finally, where does the person reach? He reaches the moon. And moon planet is, as I told you, heavenly planet. Tatra Chandra Masam Jyotihi Yogi Prapya Nivartate. So there is a process to go to the moon. You can't just, take a spacecraft and go. And even there are so many who claim that they have gone. Did they see anything there? They cannot find anything. Even if they go, they will not be able to find anything, because what is the process of going to the heavenly planets? See, there were demons in the past, in those eras. That time demons used to, who wanted to build a staircase to go to heavenly planets. The demons wanted to do that. But the proper process is by doing fire sacrifices as per Shastras, or the rituals that have been prescribed in the Shastras or Vedic scriptures. And when they get a lot of pious credits, such a person is eligible to go to that planet. It's almost like, writing an entrance exam for some maybe professional college or uni or something. And only when he clears that threshold set by the college or the university will he get admission over there. If he cannot pass that entrance exam, he cannot get admission. Similarly, there is a threshold of pious credits. You need to have this many pious credits or punya, so that you can go to that is needed to go to the moon planet or any heavenly planet. You need those pious credits. You can't just say, okay, I will build a staircase and go. Even if you go, you won't find anything over there. Srila Prabhupada even writes in his purport that in Srimad Bhagavatam, Kapila Muni also has mentioned that those who are very great in doing their fruitive activities, sacrificial rituals and all that, they attain moon. They attain moon at death. So, and these elevated souls, when they have these mystic yogis, when they go over there, you think they're going and coming back in one day? No, life is long over there, 10,000 years, not our 10,000, okay, by devata calculation, by celestial calculations, not ours. Like one day of, if I'm not mistaken, one day of celestial planet is 6 months of this world. One day. So now you can imagine, I can't calculate so much, not that great in math. So one day is 6 months. So you can imagine if we start calculating 10,000 into 365 days into half year of this place. So how many years will that person stay over there? And he is nicely enjoying over there, drinking somarasa. And I read somewhere that it is described in Rig Veda that, this somarasa is like a milky climbing plant, and juice is really, really very nice and sweet, and it you can drink, but you will become very high in another sense, but you will always be healthy. It's not an alcoholic drink, as stated by some people. It's not alcoholic, but it's a milky kind of a juice, but you feel very elated. At the same time, it's very healthy. So it is loved by celestial devatas, and person just enjoys over there. No need to worry about old age, old age, disease, death, or whatever, right? But then again, there is a catch over there. As soon as the pious credits get over, where will they go? What happens to them? They have to eventually return to the earth. Ah, Brahma Bhuvana Loka Punaravartin Arjuna, he said, right? In this chapter only. Even if he goes to the planet of Brahma, still he has to come back to this place only. And only if a person goes beyond this universe to the spiritual realm, then that person can be saved. Till then, there is no safety clause over there. So Srila Prabhupada, he writes in his purport that, the higher classes of living beings, they may not be, we cannot see them with whatever sense, gross senses that we have. We cannot see them. It's like, on this planet, our body is made up of earth, right? Mainly, we have 5 elements, but mainly earth and water is the main element in our body. That's why we are always grounded on this planet. But when it comes to heavenly planets, if you go up, the subtler elements become more prominent over there. Like, if you go to heavenly planets, the ether, we have ether and air. So ether and air, that becomes more prominent. Finally, when we reach planet of Brahma, there the body is made up of only intelligence. Very difficult to conceive, right? Not able to imagine. But so even if we forcefully go to the moon planet right now, today, we have spacecraft, we will go. We still won't be able to see anything. Entire setup is there because we don't have that vision. There is entire setup, but we cannot see. We don't have that vision. We don't have that capability. So whoever is ignorant, what happens? They remain here only. They are entangled in this cycle of birth and death all the time, thinking about the concept of life over here, because they don't remember that we are Mamayo Amsho Jiva Loke. We are part and parcel of Lord. So what happens? Such souls depart in the path of darkness. And then, of course, if you are path of darkness, then rotate in the cycle of birth and death only. But if you have done Vedic rituals and everything, then you will, of course, go to heavenly abodes. But that is also within the material realm, right? And temporary. So you have to come back. Merits finish, you have to come down. So all the human beings, whoever is born on this earth, after death, we have to pass along two paths. One is path of light, one is path of darkness. Normal human beings, whoever. If our karma, we have done very good karmas, lot of pious credits, very good. We have been doing service throughout the life, and we have been doing devotional service. Suppose we are not into Krishna consciousness and we are not surrendered to Lord, then also if we have done very good karmas, and we have been doing lot of charity, good charity, which is proper charity, and then we have been doing lot of sevas and not hurting anybody, and we have been good, then We will go to heavenly abodes, but of course, Punaravartino Arjuna, Brahma Bhuvana Loka, even if we go to Brahma Loka, we have to come back. But yes, that will decide which path we would go eventually. So Lord Krishna is going to talk more about on this theme. Let's see in the next shloka also. Shukla Krishne gati hete jagatah shashvate mate ekaya ayatyana vrittim anyaya vartate punaha. Yes,
Hare
please.
Krishna.
You would like to say, Rajshri
Yes,
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. According to Vedic opinion, there are two ways of passing from this world, one in light and one in darkness. When one passes in light, he does not come back, but when one passes in darkness, he returns. Hare Krishna. Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So now Lord Krishna is continuing in this topic and he is saying, Jagata Shashwate Mate. That is very, very nice line. Regarding the Jagata, means this Jagat, this material world, in the opinion, in the Mati of the Vedas, Shashwat is what? What is Shashwat? Vedas are Shashwat because they are ultimate. Why they are ultimate? Because it's Lord's Vani. It's Lord spoke. That's why the Vedas are Shashwat. And here Shashwat is Vedas. So it's the opinion in according to the opinion of Vedas, this whole material world, what is that? What is the Vedic opinion? What are the Vedas trying to tell us? What is there? There are two ways of living the body. So gati means ways of passing. Certainly there are ite means two. So what are the ite? Two. What are these two? Shukla. We have already discussed about this. Shukla and then Krishna. Shukla is one in bright moonlight. Krishna is one in darkness. So it is said that one of the path, ekaya. Ekaya means one, right? Ekaya. Ekaya yat yan anavrittim. So one of them, by one path. You can't go in both, right? By one path, basically, it means the path of light, that the person goes or leaves the body. That person, anavrittim, does not return to this material. If you go in the path of light, then you will not come. Anyaya, avartate punha. By if the other path, anya path, avartate punha means come back. Punha means coming back. So if you take the other path, that is the path of darkness. If he leaves the body, then avartate comes back. So Lord Krishna is explaining that there again same thing he is repeating in 3-4 shlokas. There is a path of light, there is a path of darkness, and those who have done lot of fruitive labors, the speculators, they are constantly going and coming back because they are going to that path of light. They are atheists, and actually they are not attaining any kind of salvation, right? They are because they are not surrendering to Krishna. Even if a person is going to Brahmajyoti also, even if he goes there, he still has the probability of coming down, being it living in the body of leaving the body in light, or if he is leaving his body in darkness also, that person has to come back. But when one takes Lord's shelter, Krishna's shelter, he will attain Goloka, and there is no return to this. How to attain, how to remember Krishna at the time of death. Antakale cha mameva smaran muktva kalevaram, he said, right? In this shloka only. If we remember him at the time of death. So Lord says, yad gatva nani vartante tadhama paramam mama. That's my dham. Where if you go, you will never come back. Lord Krishna told, right? In yesterday's shlokas only we got. Tadhama paramam mama. That's my loka, right? And Krishna is giving confirmation saying that anyone who comes to my abode, that he will never has to go back to this material world, right? So what is the hope for all of us who are, here in this material world, who have been thrown into this prison? Simple, chanting. Chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, practicing every day, so that don't think that okay, today I could not do the chanting, I'll finish tomorrow. No, let's try and do every day. Is when the final exam will come, that is death, we don't have to kind of open any chapter and start learning, right? It's by heart by then. That time before exam, we cannot open the book and say okay, which shloka is what. No need. We are doing so much of chanting that even at the time of death, that Hare Krishna should keep playing in our mind. That's it. So after telling all this about jnana, karma yogis, ashtanga yogis, and all these, Krishna did not speak much about the devotees. So after 8.26, from 8.23, we have been listening to this path of light, path of darkness, when you should leave the body, when you should not leave the body. He's been talking 23, 24, 25, 26. Now he did not speak much about devotees, right? So he's, because we want to know, are they very much concerned as to when they should leave the body, whether they should leave in the dark, whether they should leave in the light? No. What is that concern all about? We'll see how devotees think. Let's see that. Naite sriti partha janan yogi mayati kashchana tasmat sarveshu kaleshu yoga yukto bhavarjuna. Yes, who will want to read? Krishna Prasad Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Although the devotees know these two paths, O Arjuna, they are never bewildered. Therefore, be always fixed in devotion. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So previous shloka, Lord Krishna had spoken about the yogis, the jnana yogis, the ashtanga yogis, how they have that power to leave the body, right? They can decide when they can leave the body, when they should stay here, what time they should leave the body. And if they leave the body in the light, then they can go to Brahma Jyoti. If they leave the body in the darkness, what will happen? They know all that. And in case they have no control over the body, and if by chance they have left accidentally in dark or in smoke, the person has to come back to this material world. They know all that actually. The yogis already know. They are in another level only. So in previous shloka, we had discussed that if person goes to Brahma Jyoti, there is a probability that he may come back, right? Because in Brahma Jyoti, what is there? There is nothing. It's just light. It's effulgence of the Lord. All the light emanating from the Lord. So there is nothing over there. There is no activity going on over there, right? So we can imagine, it as full light and we as a small speck or a small particle over there. No activity. But then when it comes to soul's inherent nature is to remain active. Not even for a single moment can we be passive. The soul, especially the soul, we're not talking about the body. The soul's inherent nature is to be active. We need some service, we need some activity. So when we surrender to Krishna, then it is guaranteed that we will always remain under Krishna's shelter. He will take care of us. But otherwise, we are in Brahma Jyoti. We need activity. There is no activity. You're just lying there passive. So there is a probability that we'll feel bored. No, this is not nice. And if you want to come back, you have to come back. Then again go to surrender to Krishna and go to Krishna only. So when devotee knows all these things about whatever we have just spoken about, living in the light, living in the dark, and all that, what does he think? Lord is telling us here. He says that Ete Sriti Partha Jana, Partha, O son of Pritha, these two, Ete Sriti, these two different paths. Even if he knows, who will know? The yogi, the mystic yogi. He knows. Yet yogi is not that mystic yogi that we are talking about, who can decide what time he can leave. Here, the yogi is meant as devotee of the Lord, because 27th shloka, Lord is dedicating not on that mystic yogi, but the yogi who is the devotee of the Lord, who is surrendered soul to the Lord. Na muhyati kashta. Na muhyati kashna means a devotee is never bewildered. Na muhyati, he is not bewildered only. What is going to happen to me that way? So, Naite Sriti, these two, O Partha, you have to, Janan means try to understand. The yogi who is my devotee, na muhyati kashtana. He is never bewildered. He is not bothered. And here Krishna is giving instruction actually. He says, Tasmat. So what instruction Lord Krishna is saying? Tasmat. Therefore, sarveshu kaleshu. Always. Sarveshu means always. So what Lord Krishna is trying to tell us? Always Yoga yukto bhava Arjuna. Arjuna, he is yoga yukto. He is yoga yukto bhava. He is always engaged. He's always engaged, connected to me. Yoga is connection to Krishna, right? Yoga yukto. He's so much engaged to me, so much devoted to me, completely in devotion, engaged in devotion, right? So he is completely engaged in devotion. So in these two paths, Partha, he is not bewildered. He is not thinking whether I should go in the path of light or in dark or whatever. Therefore, Sarveshu Kaleshu, all the time, always, he is, why he is not bewildered? Because all the time he is engaged in devotion. So he doesn't have time to think whether I should go in the path of light, whether I should go in the path of dark. No, I don't have the time. I cannot waste even a single second. I have to be, always doing devotional service to Krishna. Why? That is why Lord Krishna has declared like that. Tasmat, therefore, Sarveshu Kaleshu Yoga Yukto Bhavarjuna. He is always engaged in. Very nice shloka. Where he says devotee is not bothered only. When will I go? Where will I go? What will happen if I go? Right? Will I be happy over there? Am I happy? Am I happy here? Am I happy? He is not bothered. He is very happily serving the Lord. He is doing devotional service completely engaged. Kya hoga kal? He is not bothered. Today, right now, I am over here. I am thinking of you, Lord. I want to see what prasadam I can offer, what bhoga I can offer you and take it as prasadam, what devotional service I can do for you, what kirtans I can think about it, sing for you, what shlokas I should read, whether I'm reading Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, what am I doing? Am I thinking of you all the time? Am I able to purify my mind all the time? Am I doing help to am I in association of devotees? He is all the time thinking about that. So here Lord Krishna is saying you should become that devotee. He is telling Arjuna over here. So you should, oh Arjuna, they are not bewildered. You should also become like that all the time. Be fixed in devotion. So in this verse, Lord Krishna is urging Arjuna to recognize. Arjuna, try to recognize the difference between these two paths and choose the path of light and become a yogi. Try to become a devotee. Many of us, we do want to become a devotee. We want to take the path of light, but after some time, we are on the path of darkness only. Like, for example, if someone wishes to go east, okay, we have taken the direction of east. We go to the east, and after 1 mile, we are walking 1 mile towards the rising sun in the morning. We see, okay, we are going. Then we say, okay, I'm tired. Let me rest in the afternoon for a while. So resting. Then again, he's starting walking towards the sun. Now it's not the sun. The sun is gone. Now we are going towards the west. So he walks again 2 miles only to find that it is evening now. And then he is 1 mile further in the west from where he had started. So he's if you keep resting, that's not going to happen. If you are treading on the path of light only for some time, it will not work. It needs to be constant practice. You can't just be passive for some time. Okay, I will rest because the sun is moving there. You are trying to go towards the sunrise. No, it's going towards the west now. So constantly you have to keep practicing. Constant practice. Otherwise, we'll slip back into darkness again. Here it means constant practice to be in the knowledge, path of knowledge. Otherwise, we'll fall into darkness means again we will go into ignorance. So Lord Krishna is telling in this verse, he's adding the phrase all the time. Tasmat, therefore, sarveshu kaleshu, all the time. It's not that, okay, today I have done, tomorrow I'll take rest. At all times. Very, very important point because sometimes we skip such words. We are more bothered about what Lord Krishna said rather than going into depth and trying to understand. He said, therefore, sarveshu kaleshu yoga yukto bhavarjuna. All the time. 24/7, 365 days. It is very, very important for us to recognize the importance of being devotee at all times. Then we can avoid the danger of sliding back into the path of ignorance or darkness. Srila Prabhupada writes in his purport, he says that, Krishna is advising Arjuna over here that he should not be disturbed by these different paths, these two different paths, that the soul takes when the soul is leaving the body. He should not feel disturbed, because a devotee who is a devotee to Lord, he is not worried whether he'll be dying by arrangement or whether he's dying by accident or what is going to happen. Why? Because devotee is always under the shelter of Krishna. Finally, Krishna will come to take him, right? So nothing to worry at all. Whether it is going to be by arrangement, whether is many people try to find out how am I going to die. So devotee is firmly fixed. He is firmly established in Krishna consciousness, and he is chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So our thought should not be what is going to happen. It should be, am I doing something substantial for the last breath of my life? Whenever I am going to take that last breath, am I proceeding right way, so that when I am taking the last breath, will I be able to think of Lord? So am I doing the right thing right now, so that I am preparing for my final exam? Because the path is to Goloka, right? So then if we are doing that, then the path to Goloka is safe, certain, and definitely direct. There is no indirect. No need to go from one deity to another, to another, to another. Deity of light, deity of fire, deity of this, deity of moon, deity of this, and then finally you're going to Brahmajyoti, and there also there is a probability you will come back. No need. Then this path will be safe, it is certain, and it is direct, right? So you don't have to go via this airport or that station. Direct flight. No need to take any, I'll get back over here. Then there is a layover period. When we take flights to different countries, there is a flight, there is no direct flight. You have to take connecting flight. Then you have to get down at one place, and then there is a layover period where you have to wait. Then you have like 8 hours, 4 hours, 7 hours waiting period, and then you have to take another flight and go. So like that, if we are going to do proper devotional service, then it is safe. There is a direct flight. So after speaking the second last shloka of this chapter, Lord Krishna is going to what gem he is going to give us in the last shloka. We'll see. वेदेषु यज्ञेषु तपस्सु चैव दानेषु यत् पुण्यफलं प्रदिष्टम् अत्येति तत्सर्वमिदं विदित्वा योगी परं स्थानमुपैति चाद्यम्. Hare Krishna. Yes, Swapnil Prabhuji, Akash Prabhuji, whoever. Yes, yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
A person who accepts the path of devotional service is not bereft of the results derived from the studying the Vedas, performing austere sacrifices, giving charity, or pursuing philosophical and fruitive activities. At the end, he reaches the supreme abode. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Finally, we have reached the last shloka of this chapter, which is titled as Attaining the Supreme. So after speaking so many things, Lord Krishna is giving a very, very, very important gem to all of us. The Krishna is saying, Punya Phalam Pradishtham. Punya Phalam Pradishtham. Very, very important point. Basically, those who are in yoga yukta, who are engaged in devotion, the service, the Punya Phalam that he is going to get, what they get for the devotional service, Punya Phalam, the credits. They surpass all the pious results. Which pious activities are we talking about? Vedeshu. Vedeshu means what? Study of Vedas. Yajneshu. They performed yajna. They performed sacrifices that, of course, according to the Vedic scriptures. Tapassu. They have done tapasya. They have gone through different types of austerities they have done. Right? Cha eva also. What did they do? Daneshu. They have done a lot of danas. They have done a lot of charities to the right person at the right time. Not to anybody, any Tom, Dick, and Harry. No. Right person at the right time. That is daneshu. So all these pious results, devotee surpasses just by doing devotional service. So Vedeshu, Yajneshu, Tapassu, Janeshu, all this he surpasses. He just does what? Devotional service. Atyeti sarvam idam. Atyeti tat sarvam means he surpasses all, everything he surpasses because he is doing devotional service. And most important, what does he get that somebody else does not get? Viditva yogi param sthanam upaiti chadyam. So he's getting that after knowing this, viditva means after knowing, what happens? He attains. Attains means upaiti, that upadhi we say na position. He gets that upaiti or upadhi or the position of what? He attains paramasthanam, supreme abode, supreme position, supreme abode, which is also adyam, original. It is not any abode. It is original abode where we have come from actually, which is actually our home, back to Godhead, going home back to Godhead, right? So Vedeshu, Yajneshu, Tapassu, Daneshu, he surpasses everything because he's such a great devotee of the Lord. He surpasses all these results, and he goes because he understands what it is. He gets the sthanam. What sthanam he gets? Param sthanam, the topmost, which is Adyam also, which is the original one also. And the Upaiti means the position. So in this last verse of this chapter, Lord Krishna is declaring that the yogis who follow the path of light, they are reaping the fruits of their endeavors, whatever hard work they have done, right? Beyond any other process, whatever process can bestow. He says that even though you have undertaken the Vedic sacrifices, you must have done a lot of austerities, you may have done the danam or the charity, or you have accumulated a lot of knowledge also, but without devotion to Lord, it is not the path of light. Path of light is only when you have that devotion of Lord, right? Even in Ramayana, it is stated over there that you may engage, you may have been good conduct, very nicely you are conducting yourself. You might be a very truthful, honest person. Righteousness is there, or you're doing a lot of tapasya or austerities. You're doing a lot of sacrifices. You may be doing Ashtanga yoga. You may be chanting so many mantras. You may be doing a lot of danam or charity, but without devotion to Lord, the mind's disease, you know, of that. What is the mind's disease? Sense gratification. I want this, I want that. That is also important. This is also important. That sense gratification, this will never stop. It will never cease. So all these good deeds will only, if we do all the good deeds, what will we get? The material rewards. These material rewards, do you think it is permanent? No, it is temporary. But devotion to God, that will definitely lead us to liberation from this cycle of birth and death. Definitely. Only and only and only love for God and devotion to God. Nothing else matters. So Daneshu, Vedeshu, Yajneshu, Tapassu, Daneshu, everything, nothing matters. Love for God, the devotion to God, that is going to leave us, allow us to get away from this bondage of birth and death. So Lord Krishna says that, we need to try and turn our inner self towards Lord, right? That we talk about two birds sitting and we have put our back towards that other bird who is witnessing. So we have to turn and see the Supreme Lord within and then pray to him that we go to Golok Dham. So therefore, these yogis, who have realized this truth, they detach their mind from this material world. They know. And what do? The yogis, they detach and they attach to Krishna, to Lord. So once they go on this path of light, they, of course, eventually they will get eternal happiness also. So chapter 7, chapter till chapter 12, it's the essence of Bhagavad Gita, right? First 6 and last 6 are like the covering, as you can see on the screen, that, it's the shell. When you open the shell, you see the gem over there inside, pearl, right? The upper covering and the lower covering is keeping that gem or the pearl very much safe, because that's all about bhakti, right? We are from 7 to 12, we'll be talking about only bhakti, 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 everything else. So this first 6 chapters, the karma yogas, and the last 6 chapter of jnana yogas are covering the bhakti yoga. It is being specially protected by the Lord. So we are fortunate actually that we are all sitting and trying to understand Bhagavad Gita, especially these middle chapters, middle 6 chapters, and all in the association of devotees. We are learning, together. And if we are doing that, what happens? We are becoming devotee. We are trying to become devotees. So see, not everyone has 100% faith in Bhagavad Gita. So what about them? So Srila Prabhupada says that such a person should hear Bhagavad Gita from a devotee or in the association of devotees, at least, if we don't have 100% faith. Then, so finally, the sum and the substance of this whole particular verse is that we should practice devotional service. Where, how? Under the guidance of a pure devotee. And when that is achieved, then what will happen? Automatically, the rest of the things will fall in place. Everything will fall automatically. Krishna will do some arrangement. You may not even have thought of it. Somebody will come your way. They will bring the books that you like, or you will get an opportunity to do something. Krishna's arrangement, we don't know. It's all his, and everything will fall in place. And we need not take any kind of tension also. He will take care of us. So in this way, Krishna has summarized this particular chapter, attaining the supreme and glorifying the pure devotional service. Yeah. So we can see that ways of leaving the body. Yogis and jnanis in the light attain Brahma Jyoti, Karma Kandis in darkness attain heavenly planets, and then of course they have to come back to the earth. But a devotee of Lord, he can die anytime, he doesn't bother much. He attains Krishna Loka. So this is what we had learned in the chapter 8. We spoke about Krishna's answers to Arjuna's questions. He had few questions. Then remembering Krishna at the time of death. Then 9 to 13, remembering Krishna, practice remembrance through meditation. 14 to 16, remembrance of Krishna through bhakti. 17 to 22, how we Lord compared material and spiritual world, and how he told that glories of the supreme abode. And then 23 to 28, the supremacy of devotion in attaining the supreme. So with this, we finished chapter 8. Om Tat Saditi Srimad Bhagavad Gita Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Akshara Brahma Yogo Nama Ashtamo Dhyayah. Krishna Arpanamastu Sarvam Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Vancha Kalpatarubhishta Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Can we all say Hare Krishna together one time?
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Lord Krishna bless all of us, and may we all remain in the devotional service and not bother about whether we are living in the path of light or darkness. Just keep doing our devotional service. May Lord Krishna bless all of us. Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.